Good morning and welcome to Daily Tech News with Alan Smithson. Today is Wednesday, April 3rd, and there is a lot to cover today. We're going to get into it. Let's just start with Apple. Apple seems to be leading the way with all things Vision Pro, and this is really interesting, really cool. They've actually made an upgrade to their Apple Spatial personas for the Vision Pro, bringing your FaceTime colors into the room. So check this out. It's really neat. I'm just going to play that, but I'm going to skip to this part right here where they bring them in. Check this out.
So now you're in my space. Beta, turn on.
They turned it on.
Hey, there you
Now
go. I see you. Okay, perfect. So now you're in my space. I can see your hands and everything. Are you sitting down right now?
Yeah.
Are you able to walk around at all?
Yeah. I'm sitting in bed.
Okay.
Let's see what this looks like. Man, grab you.
See, I don't think we can grab each other.
I can't grab you. Let's see.
All right, wait. I'm
There you
going
go.
to
So
kind of
being
walk
able to
around you a little bit.
move
Okay,
people,
now you're
have people in your own space. How cool is that? That's really neat. Anyway, moving over to Microsoft. Microsoft is working on a new AI to help Xbox customers answer their questions, support queries, game refunds, this type of thing. So I guess AI is being rolled out across the entire Microsoft ecosystem, but they're going to be deploying their Azure AI bot service to help Xbox customers. That's pretty cool. Self-driving semi-trucks are the future of U.S. transportation, and they've already hit the road. This is really interesting. It says published April 1st. It's not an April Fool's joke, I assure you. They're reinventing the 18-wheeler. Check this out. These are trucks that are on the road right now that are fully autonomous, driving on the roads. They got LiDAR sensors up here, cameras. Really interesting. Actually, if you scroll down, you can see the image. Yeah, there you go. That's what the truck is seeing there. You've got fisheye port, rear port, forward port. Yeah, very interesting that large, massive vehicles are now taking up the roads autonomously. I don't know how I feel about that. Okay, back to Microsoft. They're unbundling Office and Teams following years of criticism by basically everybody. And finally, it took the European Union to sue Microsoft and win. And now they have to undo this whole monopoly that they've built with the Microsoft 365. I mean, it's a great idea to bundle everything together, but it really, if you look at kind of the trajectory of Slack versus Teams, Slack was doing really well. They grew, over the course of a few years, and then Teams just got embedded into Microsoft, and boom, it became an instant hit and surpassed Slack, 100-to-1 kind of thing overnight. So I think this is the first start of a new era where we're starting to see monopolies be broken up and talked about, and it's something that will allow hopefully new startups and upstarts to thrive. All right. IEEE, this happened a few months ago or a month ago, but this is interesting. Rollable OLEDs are coming to your phone. And what is a rollable OLED? It means a phone that can wrap around your wrist. Where's the image of it? How cool is that? I don't know if I'd wear that, but I mean, I don't know what the point is, to be honest. But you have a flexible phone that can wrap around your wrist. That is just really, really neat stuff. This one I thought was really neat. You can actually see it unroll. It's called the Phantom. And then you can see when you press a button here, it actually beep, rolls out. Now this is actually more of a, kind of, instead of the folding phone, this is a rolling phone. So it gives you a lot more screen real estate and turns your phone into kind of like a mini tablet. I can see a use for this. That's pretty cool. All right. This is really, really neat in infrastructure. Terraform Industries converts electricity and air into synthetic natural gas. With what's going on in Russia, with what's going on with clean energy, this is a really great opportunity. Of course, this is still in testing and still in kind of research phase, but the ability to turn normal air into a flammable gas that we can use to heat our homes is pretty incredible. So ultimately, consuming hydrocarbons, we require that for all of our power around the world. So having something that does this without having to dig for natural gas and use more carbon emitting sources, pretty awesome. All right, This is neat. This is a Chrome extension. It's called Circlet Find It. Well, I actually don't know. It's called CircleSearch. And here, let me turn that down. But the idea here is that you, on your Google, you just literally put a circle around something. And it's a Chrome extension. So you just grab your circle, put it around it, and it says, oh, there's a T-bone steak, gives you all the information. Finds quotes. So it's got object character recognition, OCR. It's got image recognition. It's probably searching the actual image tags as well. So very cool, new tool. All right, GenAI search engine Perplexity has a plan to sell ads. Now, if you don't know what Perplexity is, it's a great web-based app that allows you to kind of, it's like ChatGPT, but it won't write you an essay. It'll find you the information that you need. It's more like a search engine that's powered by AI, and it can give you answers. I use it all the time. I kind of use ChatGPT for writing, and I use Perplexity for research because it gives you the sources. It is free right now, which I guess that's how they plan to monetize it. As they say, if the product is free, you are the product. And yeah, Perplexity selling ads. All right, if you ever wondered, this has nothing to do with technology, but if you ever wondered where the stuff that the TSA takes from you, like your Leatherman tools or your shampoos or your knives, you can buy a bag of knives in Texas for $15 because these have all been confiscated by the TSA, and this is where they end up in a surplus store in Texas. You can buy corkscrews for 10 cents. So if you're ever in Texas, you can go down there and restock up on all the things that you lost at the TSA. I just thought that was super fun. All right, back to technology. We are focusing on the wrong kind of AI apocalypse. This is a kind of a longer read, but the idea here is that we're focusing on Terminator level AGI, but really what we should be worrying about is AI or AGI that will lead to mass unemployment and will grow beyond our control. But the other things, the misinformation, the deep fakes, the proliferation of AI, deep fakes, voice fakes, image fakes. I was asked by my bank yesterday to set up a voice prompt. And I said to her, I said, no, I don't want to set up a voice prompt. In fact, I think you should stop the voice prompting altogether because this is something that can be faked very easily. So I think that we're kind of worried about, the Terminator style apocalypse, but we really should be worried about misinformation, political disinformation, these types of things, and deep fakes, obviously. All right, this is a new feature from OpenAI. You can now edit your images with DALL-E. I tried it this morning. It is actually really weak. It does not compare at all to Adobe's feature of this. But basically what you can do is you can highlight an area. So when you're in DALL-E or when you're in ChatGPT, you can just make an image. And then when you're in the image, there's a little menu at the top. When you click the image, there's a little menu that pops up. You can select this little WYSIWYG tool. And then you can highlight an area. And then you can say, replace with add cherry blossoms, let's say, and it'll add cherry blossoms in there. I found that it didn't really work well for me. I've only given it one try, but really neat. If you can get it to work, remove birds, it'll do that. So give it a try. DALL-E is pretty great. If you already have ChatGPT, DALL-E is free with it, so you may as well give it a whirl. Okay, check this out. This is Christian Dior using Google's Spatial protocols, being able to link things to real locations. So imagine, you can follow the path, turn around the corner to face Macy's, and you can drop, digital content into the physical world. And that's really, really cool. I love Dior and the beautiful brands. Look at it, just gorgeous. Anyway, I thought that was really neat. As an AR nerd, I think this is super cool, and I hope people start to use this. All right, over to here. This is really neat. I think playing video games, this is like playing a Game Boy within a 3D world. Now, I don't know why you would use this. It seems, I guess you're watching yourself on the map on 2D playing a 3D game. So very meta here. We're kind of playing a 2D game inside of a 3D world. I'm not sure why you would want this or need this, but alas, pretty cool nonetheless. All right, over to technology that can help us. This is, as many of you saw, the ship that collided with the bridge and the whole bridge collapsed. Well, just using publicly available videos, they were able to stitch this together and create a Gaussian splat of this ship, so you can look at it from any angle. And yeah, we're going to be able to, and this is just from publicly available videos. They didn't go scan it or anything. So using video to create 3D objects is really useful. Okay. Microsoft has released this new generative AI for beginners. This is version 2, and you can go in. There's a whole video series. It's on GitHub, so I'll put the links, as always, in the YouTube description. Make sure you subscribe, hit the bell notification, all that good stuff. And guess what? We're growing the channel. We're almost at 500 subscribers. Yay! So generative AI for beginners version 2. Of course, you can go in there. It's very in-depth. It goes into everything there that you need to start building with generative AI. Over to Metaculus. If you don't know what Metaculus is, it's a prediction platform where it basically crowdsources kind of everybody's ideas of what things will happen in the future. And it's really, really accurate when you kind of crowdsource these things. And the Bridgewater Associates, which is an investment firm, they've partnered with Metaculus to have a new forecasting competition where they're giving $25,000 away to forecast stuff. And you can go in there, you can start an account, and you can start to forecast. But really, really neat, because if you look at forecasts, they're doing things like the price of Bitcoin in the future. They're doing things like the end of Russia-Ukraine conflict and stuff like this. So you can actually go in, and there's leaderboards, there's journals, you can write questions to it, and there's even tournaments where you can win in Metaculus. So if you haven't tried that, give Metaculus a try. It's really useful. In good news, honeybees are making a huge comeback in the United States, at least. We had a huge collapse of the bee colonies around the world, and mainly due to pollution and other factors. But what's happened is a simple tax break in the States has allowed for more bee farms to be added, and to be added to the livestock. Bees were classified as livestock. And so now more than a million bee colonies have been added in the United States in the last 5 years. So the bee, the bee world, the bee colonies are back. So we do need bees to pollinate our food. So yay, bees. I'm very pro nature. Over to something that has nothing to do with nature. We have Exascale Computing. This is from a year ago. It's from July 2023. But I just learned about exascale computing, and I think this has something to do with the idea that Exa, by the way, the term Exa has 1 with 18 zeros behind it, so it's a massive number. And the idea here is to create a couple of very, very large computing platforms that can do things like precision medicine, climate change, additive manufacturing, biofuels, like we talked about earlier today, the relationship between energy and water use, physics and material discovery, and then fundamental forces of the universe. Oh. Anyway, using these tools, I hope we can solve climate change, and I hope we can solve, feeding the world. All of the world's challenges, I think we can solve with computing, because AI doesn't have the egos that our politicians seem to have. Over to education. Meta, the company formerly known as Facebook, is introducing Meta for Education, equipping educators with immersive technologies to transform student learning. If you haven't tried VR, go get a VR headset, put it on your head. The Oculus Quest 3 is out, and it is incredible. The Apple Vision Pro, doesn't matter what you're using. The future of education starts today. The idea being that education can be unleashed with these tools. And when you put on the headset, it's not like looking at a computer screen. It's not like reading a book. You're actually experiencing it, and you're there. So you can go on trips to museums that you could never do in person. You can see and interact with pieces of art. You can learn about science. There's a whole science labs built into 3D. So the possibilities for XR in education are absolutely endless. And things that we can do with that is we can develop new technologies. This is from December 2023, but it's very, very relevant. The FDA approved the first CRISPR gene editing treatment for sickle cell disease. Sickle cell is when your blood cells are kind of sickle shaped and they don't hold as much oxygen. And the average life expectancy for a sickle cell patient is about 53 years old. So being able to have this and knock out the gene, basically they use this to knock out the gene that's causing the problem and create new cells that are not that don't have the sickle problem. And there was one gentleman who they interviewed, and he basically was in pain all the time. And this system got rid of that altogether. So it is a bit pricey. It's about $2 million a treatment. So hopefully what we learn from this, we can then trickle down to everybody, not just sickle cell disease, which is a bad one, but imagine we can knock out all diseases using CRISPR technology. Very interesting stuff. Over to Amazon. Amazon gives up on their no checkout shopping experiences. I think it really turns out that it wasn't AI and cameras doing this. It was probably just a bunch of people in India saying, no, that guy stole it. I don't know. It's Amazon's giving up on this kind of walk out of the store. I actually went to the one in New York. It was really cool. I put my palm over a palm reader and I was able to just go shopping. I tried to trick it and put stuff back. I looked up in the ceiling. There was literally hundreds, if not maybe thousands, of cameras and sensors in the roof. So it was interesting. But yeah, they're going to get rid of that and go back to cashiers. That's all I got for you today. Follow me on Linktree/alansmithson. You can learn all about the things I do there. And yeah, thank you so much. This has been Daily Tech News with Alan Smithson, and I hope you have a wonderful day for Wednesday, April 3rd. And go do something awesome today. Go and get some nature inside and go try to find some bees. Peace.